Welcome to Angelo's Tennis Stories. And this is my second tennis story that's very similar to my last one with the player from TCU. And this one, she was ranked number 1 for Harvard. I met her in the Washington, D.C. area.
Hi, I'm Monica. I'm on the Harvard women's tennis team, and I'm a sophomore studying chemistry and possibly a secondary in neurobiology. We had a really great time last semester where we went out to a restaurant. It was a Chinese restaurant, and the backs of our fortunes from the fortune cookies had Chinese, and both the coaches, all the coaches were trying to say whatever it was on the back of it, and I think half of our team is Chinese, so it was just really funny listening to them try to speak Chinese. I'm hoping to learn more about myself while I'm here at Harvard. As a liberal arts school, it's not really very career oriented, so I think that the goal for me, at least, is to find myself, to make friends.
And I was browsing a tennis site, and I put an ad on there that I was a 5.0 or 4.5, whatever. And I was looking for someone to play, and I get hit up by this girl. She was like 23 years old. Hey, I'm an advanced player or 5.0. Do you want to play? And I come out, and I don't tell her who I am. I don't tell her what level or like what my experience is. She just thinks I'm a 4.5 or advanced adult player. And we start hitting, and she's kind of like treating me like shit. And then she starts talking about, I'll take money from you to play with you, etc., or to teach you. And I'm like, yeah, well, I was a coach and I did this. And as soon as I said that, she like switched. She completely switched, kind of similar to the last story. When she, like the way these players, when they realize that a person is a tennis coach, it's like they have a whole nother level of respect for them from their youth, from their experience as a youth, because they probably had so much experience with tennis coaches. And I really gave her no sign that I was a bad player. Like, we just were hitting, and it's kind of similar to the other one. I'm doing the trick shots again between the legs and nailing them. It was outdoors. And just total different level of respect from this person from that point on. And I'll put her bio from her, from Harvard on the screen. And we hit a second time after that, and I didn't mention. I don't know if I told this story before, but if I have, I didn't mention this. I was actually almost in a full blown eating disorder phase of mine, my true anorexia phase, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description. I had anorexia, and shortly after this is when the shit had started to hit the fan. And I remember playing her. She didn't even really get to see like my full game, my full aggressive game, because of that. I was very skinny, I was very weak, and I even didn't have my tennis racket. Was a tennis racket that I found. It was like a cross between a Walmart racket and a good racket, like somewhere in the $100 range, but like even on the cheaper side. And I'd weight it down with lead tape and customize it to make it decent enough. And so I didn't even have like a good racket when I was playing her. It was pretty sad, the whole situation. But more on the tennis. She was more like this other, very similar style to the other player.
I'm trying to get like equal with all those Bambri sister, all seniors, all who are senior, because I can just only climb a step. So I'm trying all that. I have a brother and he's in seventh, and he want me to be in on top 10 whatever. So right now I'm in ITA Women's. I'm 14. If I get into top 10, I'll get sponsorship. So I might get in after this tournament.
She was Asian, but she was born in the United States from like the Midwest area, and I think her brother played high level tennis too. And I see if I can find them on tennisrecruiting.net too. I'll put that on the screen. She very flat game and just an aggressive a very aggressive minded game that if you can't overpower her, if you weren't, and as I said, I wasn't overpowering her because of my condition. And but if you can't I'd say if you can't overpower her at that, someone at that level as a guy, or really anyone, they're gonna tear you apart. They're gonna eat you alive, because they're very, very good at playing the baseline and serving and winning points, etc., etc. You know, volley doesn't matter. Complete all around game. It's when you start to dominate, and women can do this too. Even on the women's side, when the woman starts to show her that she's physically dominant, it's very hard for players like that to compensate, which is why I think that they like literally cannot, I shouldn't say they can't get past them in the rankings, but when you think of like a Radwanska doing it, but that's really for another video. It's just something that I noticed, and wanted to bring that to light here in this video. And if you haven't already, check out my other tennis stories, and subscribe to the channel, comment, like if you enjoy these, and I hope you have a great day.